after another.
Uh-oh. Now what?
I can't even walk out of the studio.
Yeah?
And I walk out of the studio, and Eddie says to me,
Good morning.
no.
Oh.
Good show?
No. Worse, far worse than that.
What was it?
Well, Eric Sptiz is leaving the radio station to go to work for somebody else. Shadow I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to be a manager. I don't know. That just sounds like an awful job, whatever he's going to do.
He's going to make some money.
Yeah. Which is always the wrong reason to... He's going to leave. I mean, it's a fun... FAN is a fun place to work, frankly. He's leaving here to go to a stupid job to work with people like Lori. Now, Lori's fine, but I mean, there's just nobody home.
No, what do you mean?
And Eddie says, are you going to Eric's going-away party?
What time do you think you're going to show up?
And I said, well, where is it? He said, it's at the pizza joint across from the gym where you go.
Right down the block.
I said, what time is it? He said, 6 o'clock this evening.
Oh, God. Why?
I said, so I'm going to go home to Manhattan, come back over here at 6 o'clock to go to Eric's hideous party at this rancid pizza joint. And I can't eat a regular pizza anyway. It makes me sick. Why? I mean, why would I do that?
You can take a nap here,
my
work out,
God, please.
and segue right across the street from the gym.
Oh, God.
You're a team guy.
And Eric says, well, maybe we can have lunch sometime.
That's nice of him.
He'll have lunch with Jesus before he has lunch with me. Lunch sometime? Why? I don't have lunch with anyone. Why would I have it with Eric?
Well, he's leaving the station. He's a great guy.
Fine, get out now.
Oh,
Leave now.
Go back all these years?
Sure. And you have, a nice little chat. You could encourage him in his new enterprises.
I'm encouraging him now. Get out. That's my encouragement for him.
Well, that's...
Get out.
But that's kind of a... Harsh. Well, yeah. I mean, that's a little cold.
So, Delbert was going to hire Bob Davis. Not Bob Davis. Bob Gelb. And Lee Davis, the general manager of the station, accused me and Deirdre of trying to steal Bob Gelb, who is one of the star salesmen here at the radio station. Which was not true. We just asked Bob Gelb for a recommendation.
Yep.
Lee comes flying down to the office with big Dumbo ears of his all turning red.
Big feet flapping like
flapping
clown
along
feet.
Dope. And is just hysterical, thinking that I had been dishonest with him and deceitful in trying to maneuver Gelb out of his position here, which is absolutely not the case. No, I don't run the Deirdre Imus Environmental Center. She does.
Yeah.
I'm simply a trusted advisor.
And it sounds like he squeaks when he gets like that.
So Gelb, and of course Gelb, as Francesca will tell you, has got every scam going in the world, which is why he's a terrific salesman.
Sure.
So, well, now we've had a Sopranos-like turn of events that I cannot reveal at this time, but shortly I will be able to tell you how this has all been resolved. But it is...
It is resolved?
Yes.
Wow. But it took some heavies came on the scene or something, you're saying?
Somebody got arrested?
No, it is...
Somebody got leaned on?
It is, first of all, incestuous, whatever the word is.
You did
what I mean?
it. You did
It's
it.
close.
And hideously suspect. Everybody's motives and throughout the whole program here.
So are you comfortable with it or uncomfortable with the resolution then?
Oh, I'm very comfortable with the
okay.
resolution. I'm just saying.
But you don't like the way...
Well, I mean, it just looks so... It looks
seamy?
hideous. Oh, well, it's so transparent that it's frightening.
Wow. Well...
Which I'll in the next week or so, I'll be able to reveal exactly what happened. It's 11 minutes after the hour.
Just because I ask a friend about her, just because I spoke her name somewhere, just because I rang her number by mistake today, she thinks I still care. Imus in the morning.
I have arthritis, everywhere, and I have had it since I've been the Toyota Fan Highway Patrol.
After a year of anticipation, the wait is finally over. The return of the critically acclaimed saga of The Sopranos.
It's time you got rid of this Mook Hussein. You gotta go to the mistresses.
Don't you mean go to the mattresses?
You gotta go to the mistress before you take her to the mattress. I'm talking about that fat skank Hussein's banging. You know, the one who looks like Jerry Nackman? Jesus. There's only supposed to be a horse's head in the bed, not a whole f***ing cow.
The boss of the former First Family puts aside his differences, offering his counsel to the capo of the new regime.
You f***ing jadrule. You don't ask, you just f***ing do. And then you deal with the consequences later. You think I went to the UN to ask them if it was okay if I got a BJ?
Vengeance.
This f***ing goat humper disrespected your father. Your father. You gotta make this guy dead. Make his family dead. You want his bunker burned to the ground? You want to go there in the middle of the night and take a whiz on his ashes?
Power.
He's no match for you. He can't even get it up without using Viagra. Although after seeing that whore of his, I can understand why. Jesus, what a pig. I thought them people couldn't be around pork.
Honor.
Hey, you paying attention here? Stop playing with that f***ing slinky and listen to me.
Respect.
You get a lot further with a load of missiles and a stern word than you do with just a stern word.
Violence.
You load that fat bitch up with explosives, you send her back to that beret-wearing pussy with the limp noodle. The minute he pops a Woodrow, bada boom.
And sex. The 4th season premiere of The Sopranos.
And 2 daughters of yours. Why don't you bring them uptown to my office for a couple of pops? Drinks, I mean. At least at first.
All right, here's our guy, Delbert McClinton. Sitting on a stool there someplace in Texas. Sucking diesel fumes. All right, son.
At a truck stop in San Angelo, I saw a billboard about this rodeo. Last weekend out in El Paso, so I signed up to ride. I drew a bull called Original Sin. Heard it kill a couple of men. Figured this was something I could. I done all I know to do. Try to lose these Lone Star Blues.
Ah, the great Delbert McClinton. I'll tell you right. Well, Delbert's got to get his freak on. So,
Well, clearly.
we got to get Delbert, but Delbert's not to be trifled with. So when he comes here next week, why?
Got to be careful how you...
We can't drag. He's not like Sid. He's not going to put on a goofy-looking outfit.
No.
But we need.
But he's complaining.
He needs a Manuel jacket, like old Nudie used to make. Manuel used to work for old Nudie, you know. Get him a pair of Alan Jackson jeans.
Yeah.
Get him that Montgomery Gentry coat that Montgomery wears. And he's a big old fugly-looking dude.
Ain't he, though?
Delbert, at least a good-looking man.
Yes, he is. And he could wear this stuff well.
Yeah. Now, Delbert could wear a Kenny Chesney cut-off T-shirt deal.
Right.
Unless Delbert's got them old granny arms.
we
going,
hope-
and I hope he doesn't, but
He,
Delbert didn't really work for Brown and Root. On the trip back to cut and shoot.
I hear you.
He wasn't hauling gravel,
No.
that outfit from Seattle. Wasn't working on cattle either.
No. Wasn't up there hammering on custom homes or nothing.
No, he wasn't. So, but he's,
He may be hiding them granny arms.
but he's not,
In which case, he would have to go another,
he has a short fuse, Delbert does, so he can't be fooled with.
All right. I got you.
Because I suggested to him yesterday, I called him, and he said, I said, how are we doing? He said, man, I'm up against the TNA and the hair and hats. I said,
TNA and what?
and hair and hats.
Oh, yeah.
I said, well, we own country music television
Sure.
at Viacom. I can talk some sense into somebody over there in one phone call. So that's not a difficult situation.
But,
They don't have any autonomy over there, by the way.
as you said,
They'll do
though,
what we tell them to do.
if he's up against the hats, well, I mean, you got to, when in
That's
Austin...
That's why Resistol's doing what they're doing.
That's right. So, come on.
So I was going to call Wendy, his wife, and find out what size all this stuff he wears.
Sure.
And just have it here, but see, he won't.
Well, we're trying to help him compete. That's all.
You can't play football in your underwear.
No, you can't.
You've got to put on the uniform.
Yeah, man, he's a legend. He's telling it like it is.
Stop
He's
it.
One of
Shut
the all-time
up.
greats.
Stop it.
Well,
when you think about radio, it's Imus. Because the fact of the matter is, when there's greatness, which is you,
Yeah.
and there's everybody else.
You are disgusting, Sid. You make me sick.
I just don't think you get the critical acclaim that you deserve on a
No, believe me.
on an
I do.
hourly basis.
Well, maybe not on an hourly basis. No, you're right.
Imus in the morning.
You know, I meant to ask you, have you ever made a tape of yourself having sex over the years?
God,
No.
come on, Sid.
Never? Not
No.
even 30, 40 years ago?
No.
Never.
No.
He doesn't know it's out there, actually.
Have you? How much would you pay for a tape of me having
Oh, my
sex?
God almighty. I mean,
Could I get money, like on the internet, like OJ's going to get for this tape?
We just had you on tape having sex with the I-Man about 3 minutes ago. Oral sex. It was disgusting.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
For road gripping performance and driving.
Go to Travelocity.lmdeals.com for details and find out how you might go virtually anywhere this weekend.
it is 9:30 here in New York City. The stock market just opened. The bell sponsored by Union State Bank. Do business with us. Do better with us. That's what they say. Soybean, the metropolitan area. The market is open, 17 points down. Please welcome to the program, CBS Sports. One of the certainly better quarterbacks in the history of the National Football League. Won 2 Super Bowls, one of which he actually played in. The other, he got the team to a point where they could be in a Super Bowl.
He set the whole thing up, of course.
The great Phil Simms. Good morning, Mr. Simms.
Good morning. Thank you, Charles.
You're welcome.
Last thing I want to talk about this morning is football.
Oh, really?
The last thing.
You're always so interested in it. I'm so shocked.
Did you watch The Sopranos Sunday night?
No, I was traveling back from the West Coast on the good old red eye on Sunday night. But I saw it. I don't know. I was up Monday night or some night, and I saw it like 1 o'clock in the morning. I watched it, and I liked it.
It was good, wasn't it?
I liked it a lot. Then I read some of these reviews, and I'm like, what's reruns?
I never saw his show. I've never seen a rerun. I saw little snatches of it when they do promos but, I've never seen ER. I've never seen,
Me neither.
But it doesn't mean
I watched Seinfeld as I saw it in the reruns. I lay in bed late at night, and I started watching reruns. I go, hey, all right, now I know what the big, everybody was all fired up about it. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah,
once
the
I
guy's
started watching.
brilliant. I mean, there's no question about it. He's brilliant. So.
Yeah, but, when it was coming on every week, everybody's going to watch Seinfeld. What? I said, you're crazy, man. I'm not going to sit down at 8 o'clock at night or whenever it came on and watch, Jerry Seinfeld. But I can see why they did. It was clever.
I did used to watch Dennis Miller. I like him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him. What's over? Whatever.
Well, hell, he had an unbelievable run. Monday Night Football, I think he did 10 years of Dennis Miller live, so...
They're going in some new direction over there.
Yeah, I'm sure he's kind of glad to get out of that and move on to something else.
Been pretty good in some of these movies he's been in, I guess.
Yeah, he's pretty good in all of it. He really is.
What game are you and Greg doing this week?
Me and Slim Fast are doing the Jets down in Miami.
Now, I called him Greg, and you immediately went for the fat joke.
Well, I just figured I'd go ahead and get it over with.
Well, no, I
because,
wasn't.
you're going there. It's
No,
just
I
a
wasn't.
matter of time before you always go in the gutter. So.
I wasn't going to say.
They're the type of team that's going to be there all year, and they're not going to falter too much.
They weren't picked by anybody to even win their division.
Yeah, well, I picked them.
Well, I mean, except you.
I know I'm nobody, but I picked them.
That's not true.
But, I was kind of, I thought they improved their team, and I think all New Yorkers should know Bill Belichick enough to know that they weren't going to just fall off the face of the earth because they won a Super Bowl.
Patriots are, by the way, favored by around 9 points over the Chiefs. Oh, those are hard. That's hard.
Oh, really? All right, well, I can't wait to grab your arm.
Your penis should be this hard, Charles. Stop it.
Oh, my gosh, that
Stop
is
it.
disgusting.
I know.
That is disgusting.
Do you,
You got no granny penis.
how do you feel about your, this is a personal question.
All right.
But how do you feel? Do you get all nervous and everything with your kid playing football? He's on a pretty big stage there.
To a degree, of course, yes, I do get a little nervous. I tell people this, and I don't know if they believe me or not, but I have, I think, a pretty good perspective on it since I played the position and kind of know the ins and outs, and I understand that it's always not going to go well. And
At 102.7 WNEW New York. WNEW 2020 Sports.
obviously, everyone wants to go into the off season with a positive feeling, and it helps.
I'm Harris Allen, 2020 Sports.
You're listening to Richard Neer talking New York sports in the morning on The Fan in the morning at 102.7 WNEW New York.
Night football by Panasonic available at The Wiz.
With reports every 20 minutes, this is John Binko, WFAN 20 Sports.
Imus in the Morning talks football with Boomer Esiason on Monday, Phil Simms on Thursday, and Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, or James Brown on Friday. Here on your flagship station for New York sports, The Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York. Johnny Mac Brown High School, Lester Road Hog Moran, and Wesley W. Rex Road. Test. Is this thing on here? All right, now, this here's old Road Hog and my little stump stupid buddy Wesley talking about how me and him and the Cadillac Cowboys come to be such big country music stars.
Yeah.
Now, the way the thing goes is we had us a deal. You know, we stuck out from the rest of them. Ain't that right, Wesley?
Like a petrified pecker in a state of estrus.
Yes, sir. And when we got up on the stage or come out of our bus or something, see, folks knowed who we was.
Didn't have to be that boy in that wheelchair with the call screen and motherboard voice to figure it out.
No, you didn't, because it was plain, see? And that's why we all got to be one of the biggest country acts ever to play the old Johnny Mac Brown High School auditorium.
Had to pick off a chicks like chiggers.
Yep. And now, one of our best buddies, old Delbert McClinton, of Delbert McClinton and, hell, I don't know what they call it. And that right there's your problem, see?
Boy, might just as well be that spook of the opera or something.
Delbert's a bitching about how ain't enough people knows him and about how he's up against TNA.
Bodacious bazookas.
Yep, TNA and hair and hats.
Yep.
And he's moaning about how him and his boys can't compete up against all that.
Boy's a loser.
But it don't have to be that way.
Drop signs, Hogue.
All Delbert's got to do to lap them other boys is to get himself an outfit.
Gotta get his freak on.
You can't play football in your jockstrap.
Australian rules.
And you can't get up to be your country music star wearing no Bruno Maglies and Dockers and a polo shirt.
Lose the abode, Delbert.
You said it, Wesley. All right, Delbert. Now, this here's going to have to be your deal. See, you got to get sloppy, son. Roll in something stinky.
Yep.
First off, you got to grow you some Travis Tritt hair.
Yep.
Fix yourself up on them Hal Ketchum gunslinger beards. Put on one of them Tim McGraw undershirts.
Yep.
Big old Trace Atkins black hat.
Yep.
Spray paint on a pair of them Dwight Yoakam blue jeans.
Yep.
Then adopt some Vince Gill ethics. You know, dump Wendy and knock up Leanne Rhymes or somebody.
And don't forget a Waylon Jennings peg leg.
Oh, that'll be fine now, Wesley. You ought to want to stay on your best behavior now.
Lord rest his soul.
That's better. Anyway, if you're listening, Big D, that there's how you figure out your career and move it on up from out of down there where y'all are stuck, looking at the TNA instead of grabbing it and going.
Dim them headlights.
Just giving y'all some advice, Delbert, from some boys what made it big. You can take it or leave it, but like I always say, if your baby ain't drooling out of both sides of its mouth, your trailer ain't level. And them there's your words to live by.
Wow.
Live from the Johnny Mac Brown High School, this has been old Lester Road Hog Moran in Wesley.
Yep.
Signing off and saying, don't get no fight started in here now.
Delbert live here Tuesday morning with Robin and Bartlett, Larry and Brand all singing Lone Star Blues.
All right now.
Coming up on 25 FDR here in the Imus Morning program. Chris Matthews is next. Here's the greatest harp player in the world, Delbert McClinton.
Bruce Chanel when he had a hit with zipped, duct taped, padlocked, and vacuum sealed, as a matter of fact. Have you been reading about Jack Welch the past few days?
Oh, yeah.
Well, of course you have. If you picked up a paper, any paper, from the Wall Street Journal to the Aquaculture Council Weekly Gazette. But just in case you happen to be returning today from Andromeda, in a nutshell, and emphasis on nut, the man once hailed as the undisputed corporate commerce King Kong has pretty much reduced himself to Zippy, the turd-throwing chimp, following disclosure of his affair with Susie Slacklegs, or whatever the hell her name was, the one-time editor of the Harvard Business Review. Since then, Jack's wife, Jane, filed for divorce, and in so doing, revealed terms of Jack's personal contract and retirement deal from GE, which just about put him on a par, as far as I can tell, with the perks package enjoyed by Saddam Hussein. Terms so over the top that now Mr. Welch, fairly or otherwise, is being mentioned in the same breath as Kenneth Lay, Bernie Ebbers, Dennis Kozlowski, and the rest of the barons of bullshit who defrauded their way to fame and fortune. So how could this happen to Jack Welch? Boils down to a question of choices, I think. You're familiar with Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken? Man's life metaphorically related to a physical journey filled with twists and turns. So when Jack stood at a literal crossroads with Susie Straddlehopper, or whatever the hell her name was, at a Manhattan intersection not that long ago, he was at a fork in his road. This way lay continued well-being, veneration, dignity. That way lay, well, a nooner with an ATM machine for a sperm bank. In Frost's famous poem, The Road Not Taken delineates man's choice. After vacillating between the two paths before him, he finally decides to take the road less traveled by. We know what path Jack chose. It was not the road less traveled by. No. From the record, Ms. Squat Thrust, or whatever the hell her name was, had borne so much traffic at the fork in her road that she had easy pass only stamped on her pelvis. Jesus, what was Jack thinking about? Well, isn't that just the problem? He wasn't thinking. His pecker was. And you know what kind of boner decisions, pun absolutely intended, those things are capable of. So now, Jack Welch, the fabled former chairman of General Electric, unbelievably finds himself approaching punchline status. G.E. Johnny Wad, or say, is that a pubic hair on the Dom Perignon? Even Poet Frost seemed to have an idea of what was going on. Two roads diverged in the yellow wood. And sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler, long I stood and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Really? That ain't the only thing that was getting bent in the bush, it strikes me. Mr. Welch took his wood that fateful day and stuck the thing straight into a wood chipper. Changed Neutron Jack to Black & Decker Jack. So now, this, in addition to Ken Lay and Bernie Ebbers, whoever thought in their wildest imagination that we'd also mention, same breath, Jack Welch and John Bobbitt? Jane Welch, maybe? Sad.
This is Ben. He's an Eskimo pie ice cream bar expert.
First aid to talk.
Your polo shirt. You got to wake up, Delbert. Baby.
At a truck stop in San Angelo, I saw a billboard about this rodeo last weekend.
Oh, Brown. Holy God! What can Brown do for you?
Oh, my gosh, Don, the last time I left you, you had me crying because you were talking about your workout, lifting the heavy part of your body, and as black as I am, I walked around white for like a week after that.
First of all, let me apologize for you. I got a little bit behind, and it's gracious of you to sit through those hideous commercials, and I apologize.
No, the jazz was outstanding, by the way. Simply loved that horn. That was excellent.
That was good, wasn't it?
Number two, Don, whenever I come on your program, I know I have to be on an intellectual high, so I took a cue from you and your workout, went out and got 3.5 miles in, tried to jump in the pool, although Howie Long says the sight of me in the pool has to be a hideous sight. He thinks it's like a wildebeest swimming in the pool, so, especially given that I'm going side to side as opposed to lengthwise.
I thought the brothers couldn't swim, somebody told me.
Hey, Don, and that's exactly the stereotype I was trying to diffuse, you know. Didn't do too good a job of it either, Charles.
So, you know what I think is a good addition? Jimmy Johnson. I heard y'all announce that last week.
Hey, fellas, Don, he's excellent.
He is.
Jimmy, you know, first of all, it's nice to have someone bringing a coach's perspective to it, and that he will. Number two, Jimmy's very candid. He's not campaigning to get back in the NFL. He's sitting very, very comfortable, so he's not looking.
The program NASCAR Report, sponsored by Cross, sponsors Rusty Wallace's number 2 car, and my Tri-State Dodge dealers. Get somewhere, grab life by the horns, Dodge. Welcome once again, my brother Fred Imus, who was on earlier for your Jeep folks. Back now with Sid for a little football. Good morning, Fred.
Hey, what's happening?
Good morning, Sid.
Hello.
Hi, Sid.
Hey, Fred, how are you?
Back to gambling, huh?
Yeah, well. What do you mean? Who told you this?
I don't know. It just seems you always get worried about this point spread and stuff. A guy's worried about the point spread. He's gambling.
We're talking football, Fred. You can't talk football without point spreads.
Yes, you can, because the point spread doesn't make any difference.
Nobody cares about the game unless there's a point spread. That's what football is.
See, that's what gambling is.
Maybe I'll come out there and beat you down for a little bit. How about that, Fred?
We don't have a lot of time here. The NASCAR race is at, do you know where it is, Fred?
No, I don't.
Nice job.
Dover Downs International Speedway. It's the MBNA All-American Heroes 400.
Well, all right.
Who won last year, Chuck?
Don't know, man.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Oh, did he really? All right.
Who's going to win this year, Fred?
I don't see why he can't win it again.
Okay.
That's great stuff.
What?
Give us somebody else. Just make it like you know somebody else on the tour.
Rusty Wallace.
Oh, keep it in, please. All right, here we go with football now. Have you picked games, Fred?
Yeah, I got the look at the games. Some games there's no point in picking. You know, like Cleveland and Tennessee and Indianapolis and Houston. There's no reason to pick those games.
Here's how we'll do it. You pick them, and then Sid will comment. Game 1.
Minnesota over Carolina.
With the points you're talking about?
No, I'm not talking about points.
Well, we got to talk about points. We got to talk about points.
Fred, nobody cares if you pick the game. They want to know about the point spread.
Yeah.
Why would, unless you're betting on the game, it doesn't make any difference.
Bingo.
I mean, what difference does it make about the point spread unless you're betting, Sid?
Bingo.
Why are you having such a hard time with this?
Yeah, if you pick the Vikings, you got to give 6 points.
All right. I'll give 6 points.
Okay. Game 2.
I happen to agree with that, by the way.
Game 2 is New England over Kansas City.
That's a 9-point spread there.
See, that's a tough one.
Well, that's why,
Why would that be a tough one?
I'll still take New England.
The Patriots killed the Steelers and beat the Jets by 37 points. Why would 9 points be such a big deal against Kansas City?
Big deal.
Okay. Game 3.
Miami over the Jets.
You know, the Jets have beaten the Dolphins 8 straight times, Fred.
Well, they won't beat them Sunday.
That is now.
Dolphins favored by 6.
I'll still take the Dolphins.
All right.
That's a loss. Yeah, keep going.
Game 4.
San Diego over Arizona.
Arizona won last week in impressive fashion. They won in Seattle against the Seahawks.
Game's in Arizona, and the Chargers are only favored by 1.5.
That's right.
I'm still taking them.
You like Arizona?
No, I like San Diego.
Why?
Because I think they can win.
Why?
I don't know why they can win. Because
you don't get this kind of analysis on Fox. Okay, we got time for one more game.
Giants over Seattle.
Giants favored by 6. Game's out in the Meadowlands. What do you think, Sid?
I think he's right. Giants. First of all, Seattle can't stop the run, and the Giants just beat the Rams, so I think the Giants will have their way with Seattle on Sunday.
Giants actually got a pretty good team. They get better every week.
I'm actually looking forward to that Eagles-Cowboy game.
Oh, yeah.
And the Titans and Browns.
Hey, you know another good game?
No.
Buffalo at Denver. I'm taking Buffalo.
Why?
Because I like the way Buffalo's playing.
So you're telling me that Buffalo's going to go into Denver
and beat them,
and the Denver's favored by 9 points.
Oh man, that's a money bet.
Now you know
take Buffalo and the points.
You know the Broncos beat the Rams in Week 1 and won in San Francisco last week.
Two crummy teams they beat.
Not the 49ers are not crummy.
Yeah, they have been for the past couple of weeks. They don't look good at all. And they have a lot of talent, but something's wrong. Something's wrong in San Francisco.
Well, Fred's not all that wrong, but they're cure-all this week for the 49ers because they have looked sluggish in their games against the Giants and last week against Denver.
I'll tell you, you want to make money, Sid?
Go over the Redskins.
Buffalo and the points. You're going to make money.
No, Niners over I-Man Steve Spurrier's Redskin team this week in San Francisco, a blowout.
Saddle up your horse, Fred.
Imus in the morning.
How many reasons do you need to get into a Chrysler car or minivan? How about
Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66 WFAN. They're talking sports, going at it as hard as they can. It's Mike and the Mad Dog on the fan. Nothing can get by 'em. Turn it on and try 'em. Mike and the Mad Dog.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? The Mike and the Mad Dog Radio program, 20th day of September, 2002, a Friday in New York. Good to have you aboard. Lots to do today. Looking forward to it. Take it to 6:30 this evening. Mark Malusis and Chris Collins, 718-937-6666. Hello there, Yes Network. Always a pleasure. Have them aboard. Yankees, of course, later on. Mets, of course, later on, too. A lot of football to get going. Mike, good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm fine.
And, it's a big week of football. I mean, obviously, the Jets, we discussed.
No, I missed
Really?
that.
Oh, it's good. It's very good. He's got great guests. It's not that good.
No, it's got to be dreadful. The only good football show is Francesa's.
NFL Now?
Yeah.
Well, no, but Boomer's show was good because it's not just football. In fact, he had Patrick Ewing on last week. He's had Piazza on.
Shut up.
What is it, the loser conga line there?
18 till the hour now. We're at Fiddler's Elbow, and
I did already.
that is not good. You still have time to bid on the foot of the American flag. I know it doesn't sound like much until you see it. It's 4 feet by 6 feet, beautifully matted and framed. So far, the high bid on it now on eBay is $2,550. It probably costs that to have it framed.
Yeah. But it's
So that's disgraceful. You need to get they're making it a little difficult to bid on, but all of the proceeds going to benefit the Todd M. Beamer Foundation, and which honors Todd Beamer, one of the American heroes from Flight 93. To bid on it, you have to go to eBay, type in Cox Classic Flag in the search feature, and then make a bid. It's $2,500 is nothing.
signed by Rudy Giuliani.
Signed by, Rudolph Giuliani, so I don't understand that, but...
Be careful typing in Cox on the computer.
It's time now for a little sports, and here with that is Sid Rosenberg, who appropriated about $70 worth of shaving stuff last night at the gift shop over to AT&T Learning Center. Is that what it is?
Yes, yeah.
They conduct the gift shop there on the honor system.
Right. Is that the hotel?
It was the hotel, yeah, the hotel.
Well, the hotel. Well, what is...
It was at the hotel.
It's the
What's the name of the hotel?
North Maple Inn.
North Maple Inn.
Yeah. It was called the Etc. Gift Shop.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And he said go in and take it and just sign your name, so.
Mm-hmm.
Either leave the money in the jar type
Right.
of deal or sign your name.
And then they had money in the jar for change.
All right.
So you can actually even take stuff out of the store and even take money, too.
Yeah. Did you do that?
What do you mean?
Did you take any money out of the jar?
A couple dollars. I valet parked my car and needed singles. I'm going to go back today. I'm going to put everything back.
I'm sure you are.
I got time between 2 and 3, so, yeah.
Right. Anyway, time for sports. What's going on, Sid?
Well, the Jets lost 30-3 yesterday,
I just talked to Boomer about that.
So there's no reason to talk about it. But I will say this. They have been outscored 74-10.
Good job giving Curtis Martin $46 million.
Yeah.
Well,
they all got money. Wayne Corbett, Curtis Martin. And it has not worked out well for the Jets. He talked about all the football scores with Boomer Esiason, actually. So talked about the Giant loss, the Denver win over Buffalo, and the Falcon win last night. Tonight's actually a pretty big game. We didn't talk about that, the Rams and the Buccaneers, because it's possible the Rams could be 0-3 if they lose to John Gruden in Tampa Bay tonight.
No.
If they lose, it's probable. It's a certain thing.
Well, I don't know what you mean by that.
You said if they lose tonight, they probably could be 0-3.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would be 0-3.
There's nothing probable about it.
Yeah, there wouldn't be.
You see, I do sports on Imus. You're not going to catch me on Meet the Press on a Sunday morning.
No.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I went to 4 colleges in 7 years.
Yeah.
And I would have gone to more. My parents would have allowed me to.
Yeah.
Then I had to get married and everything. So. But anyway, that's the football news.
How's the baseball thing working out?
Well, the Giants now have a 2-game lead on the Dodgers. It looks like the Giants will win the National League wild card, man. And also in the American League, it does look like you said earlier today, like Oakland will win the AL West. They've got a 3-game lead on Anaheim right now. So that would make Oakland the winner along with Minnesota and the Yankees, and the Angels would be a wild card in the American League. But you know what? There's a big story that no one's really talking about, and that is there was a player for the Chicago Bulls a couple of years ago. His name was Brian Williams.
Sure.
He actually won a championship with Michael Jordan back in 1997.
Sure.
And they changed his name to Bison Dele. You familiar with that?
Yes.
He got a big contract with the Detroit Pistons, and then he walks away all of a sudden like a $35 million contract. Turns out he's taking this boat ride with his girlfriend, who's, I guess, an investment banker or some stockbroker or something from New York, cute girl. I think she's even Jewish. And the two of them go away to Australia on this boat, or Tahiti or something. I'm having a problem with the specifics. I'm a little confused on.
I think she's Jewish.
And they go on this boat in July 4th, and no one has seen the captain Bison Deli or his girlfriend since.
55-foot boat, whatever it was.
It's like 56 feet, yeah.
Whatever it was.
Yeah, something like that. And the brother, turns out, is in some shop trying to buy gold coins in Phoenix or Miami or something like that. Again, yeah, specifics I'm not sure on.
Phoenix.
And he wrote a check for $152,000 off his brother's account, and he had his brother's passport, credit cards, and his wallet.
Right.
So I came to the conclusion that the brother killed everybody.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good, I think, on my part.
I think even the Washington, D.C. police could figure this one out.
Yeah.
And as it turns out now, the brother is in a coma because the news now is that somebody thinks that he felt so guilty about killing his brother and his brother's girlfriend, the captain, that he actually tried to take his own life last week because he was on the lam. He was a fugitive. He was missing for a little while.
Sure.
But now they found the brother in a comatose stage. And it looks like he whacked his own brother. He killed his own brother, which we haven't...
Then whacked himself.
Well, he's not dead yet.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen anything like this since Fredo, right? Talking about The Sopranos last night. Somebody taking out their own brother.
Yeah.
Which is something you ought to think about doing, by the way, I'm in.
Oh, I have.
Fred's already in a comatose state.
2 minutes now till they are.
Here now on the Imus in the Morning program, The Liza and David Show. Join us at the Manhattan penthouse of superstar Liza Minnelli and her new husband, David Guest, for an up-close and personal look at life among the glitterati. This week's episode, Liza's Patriotic Duty.
Good morning, David, darling. Want some breakfast? I just made a pitcher of whiskey sour.
No, thank you, my pet. I'm too upset.
Why, precious? Did I drool on the comforter again?
No.
I'm so sorry. But those sleeping pills you gave me make me dead to the world.
Obviously, I didn't give you enough of them.
You know, I wouldn't have to take them if I only had somebody on the pillow next to me.
I've already told you, darling, I'm very restless in bed, and Lord knows I wouldn't want to deprive you of your beauty sleep.
You're so thoughtful. So why so glum, chum?
Oh, I'm just a little depressed.
Well, Mama's got the cure for them little boy blues. Some vitamin Liza, a great big sloppy dose.
It would be that, I'm sure. No, darling, I'm just feeling a little melancholy about this whole situation with Iraq. I'm really afraid there'll be a war.
Oh, David, that's fabulous news.
Pardon-moi?
Yes, war means soldiers. Soldiers mean troops. Troops mean lots of brave boys overseas, which means a USO tour.
Honey, you view the United States attacking Saddam Hussein as a career move?
The most incredible piece of wisdom my mother ever passed on to me, besides stylish burkas.
I don't know, darling. The female gender is not very well respected in that part of the world.
Well, then I guess I'll just have to open with, I am woman, hear me roar, won't I? David, it's selfish of me to keep my incredible gift to myself. If singing Don't Cry Out Loud can bring a smile to the face of just one lonely GI, then I'll know in my heart that I've done my patriotic duty.
Yes, but the thought of you thousands of miles away in some hideous desert, Scud missiles flying, mortar fire raining down around you, not knowing if I'll ever see you again. I'll help you, Pat.
Hello, darling.
Imus in the morning.
Time for a little local news, and we'll talk to Mr. Insanta.
Why do you look like a cast member from Howdy Doody?
Eat me. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning, I-Man. Couple of the headline stories locally. The mayor of New York was in the region, as they say. I suppose he had spent a couple of days in Turkey and Greece, so he made a mere 2,000-mile side trip and wound up in Afghanistan. Michael Bloomberg making a surprise visit over the weekend to the American troops stationed serving in Afghanistan.
A lot of people that work very hard for the average American, people in the military.
It was everywhere, and it's got, the first single is going to be Same Kind of Crazy as me or you.
Yeah.
So, everybody asked Delbert's wife, Wendy,
Yeah.
who he writes these songs about. I guess she probably asked you, right?
She knows.
Well, Same Kind of Crazy as me, it sounds like it might be about her.
Well, it is.
How about Don't Want to Love You Anymore? Who's that about?
That's about somebody else.
Another individual.
Who would that be? Are we?
Well, you know, it's about it's a story from the past. You know, that I thought maybe I could, if I dwelled on it, I could come up with a sad song.
Oh, boy. That's a great song.
Oh, man. That's terrific.
Charles plays the piano fairly well, actually, not like...
Oh, God,
young
no.
man, but
I want to swat him. He plays so well. He just angers me.
That song, and is that the first time you ever sang with violins?
It is, yeah.
Well, that's a great record, man. I'm just...
Yeah, we thought it would be a good idea to put it on there. It kind of begged for it, you know.
R.J. Curtis is my man in L.A. What's the name of that station?
I don't know.
Big country station.
Oh,
KZLA?
What do they call it?
I paid him to play the Flatlanders.
Yeah.
That's payola, isn't it?
Well, not the way we worked it, no.
No, it's...
I gave the money to charity.
Yeah, it's charitable contribution.
Actually, the morning guy there, Peter Tilden, has a thing where he helps homeless kids in L.A. It's actually a good charity.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind giving them the money. But this is a record they can play anywhere, on any station.
I agree.
So, but Charles and I think, we just might as well get it out. Charles and I think we need to get you a look like Brooks and Dunn or like Kenny Chesney or like Montgomery Gentry or...
I thought I had a look. No?
Well, it's not...
Well, no, when you get off the bus, I mean, we don't know who's driving.
You need something distinctive.
No, you need a distinct. You need to get you a hat, first of all.
Oh, God.
Well, what?
Big old hat.
What's wrong with the hat? You're from Texas, for Christ's sake.
You need a big old belt buckle.
Yeah, so see this belt buckle?
You need a belt buckle like that.
Well, you want me dressed like you? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
not exactly.
No, not like me, but I mean like...
you got to have your own deal.
Yeah, you got to have your own deal.
Well, if I got a big old hat and a belt buckle, it's going to look pretty close to the way you look right now.
Well, no, that's way like George Strait and those guys. They
so we could be Don and Delbo, huh?
Well, no.
And take on Brooks and Dunn, maybe.
Brooks and Dunn, oh man. Actually, that one guy can sing pretty good. The tall guy looks like a hairdresser. What's his name?
Which one is he?
It's Ronnie.
Kicks or yeah.
And then Charles thinks you need to. What did you think? What do you need to do? He needs to knock up Leanne Rhymes.
No, I don't think. I don't actually think he needs to do that. I just said he needs to develop, just kind of a country story. That's all. Because just do something. I don't know. Porter Wagoner did.
The best country story that nobody wants to talk about is the Amy Grant Vince Gill deal.
That's true.
Here's a woman singing for Jesus.
So?
Well, she turned her back. Not only did she turn her back on the Lord or not, but I mean, she distanced herself from Jesus.
Well, she slipped.
Well, everybody makes mistakes, man.
She slipped.
I understand it, but then she started making commercial records. She's married to a little doofus used to do Nashville Now. That poor Gary, whatever his name, man, he got blindsided, didn't he? and Vince and Amy over to IHOP.
Sure.
Of course, having that big old stack of waffles. What the hell they were having.
2 pigs in a blanket.
Yeah, exactly. That was an ugly situation. But then I proposed this to Wendy, and she told me to shut up. That was a moron. She said, "Boy, you're just as dumb as I ever remembered you were."
Leave Delbert alone.
Yeah,
Well, what does it you propose? You're talking about all this. Well, why don't you buy me a bunch of clothes and send them to me, and if I like them, I'll wear them. If I don't, I'll sell them.
Well, here's what we can do. We can get them for nothing.
Send them. I'll give you that.
There's got to be a little promotional consideration. I have a deal with Wrangler.
Well, if I wear it, I'll say this belongs to Wrangler.
Justin boots, resist all hats.
Well, I wear boots, yeah.
Okay.
I don't wear many hats.
Okay. Well,
there you go. There's your downfall right there.
Yeah,
You got to get your big bull riders out.
Although I watch CMT all the time. A lot of guys don't wear hats, that's true. But
do you really watch CMT?
Yeah. And you got to know what's going on. That's how we know what's going on. That's why I know your record's good, because we got a
basis for above comparison.
Oh, absolutely. You're doing exactly the right thing. Like the Flatlanders, that was a push, because it's a little different and it's a little old-time country. You're not doing the old-time country. You're doing what's going on.
Yeah.
So
great stuff.
So we just need to get your freak on. That's all. Like the kids say.
Sure.
Now, we have a deal with Billy Martin's. You know what Billy Martin's is?
No, I don't.
Well, it's that cowboy store that Doug Newton owns. He's got a bunch of them all. They got one in L.A., one here, one in Denver, someplace.
Great stores.
And they just have real high-end country stuff. So we could get you like a...
Well, you get you something that glitters. I'm telling you.
Like a Manuel jacket,
Yeah.
Like...
We could turn you into a nice...
You only have to wear it in the video, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the only time you have to wear it. So then we'll get the video on CMT. We own CMT. Viacom does. So we'll put some pressure on them. So.
Okay, good. Well, if you think I need to wear one, like I said, send it on over and let me check it out.
All right.
I mean,
Do you feel like singing something else?
Sure.
When are we going to do Lone Star Blues?
Let's do it right now.
Can we? I'm so excited about this. I can't stand it.
Okay, well, let's do Lone Star Blues right now.
That sounded great. Did you notice that?
Yeah, that did sound good, Delbert.
Sounded terrific.
Oh, man, I'm so excited. I can't stand it.
We got James Pennybaker here with us on the fiddle. James played fiddle on the record.
And Todd Sharp here on the guitar, and of course Kevin McHenry over there on the piano. So, all right, you ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3.
At a truck stop in San Angelo, saw a billboard about this rodeo last weekend out in El Paso, so I signed up to ride. I drew a bull called Original Sin, heard he'd kill a couple of men. Figured this was something I could win, cause the devil's on my side. Well, I was having myself one hell of a ride when I ended up disqualified, cause that danged old bull just up and died before they blew the whistle. Come on now, I got a damn North Texas blues, thought I'd paid all my dues, when them South Texas blues told me, son, you ain't through. And them East Texas blues, and them West Texas too, I've done all I know to do, trying to lose these Lone Star blues. I got laid off at Brown and Root, and on my way back to cut the shoe, lost my wristwatch and my boots, shooting dice with a dude from Houston. There ain't no jobs here working cattle, so I got on part-time hauling gravel with some outfit from Seattle, down here building custom homes. When I got them North Texas blues, thought I'd paid all my dues, when them South Texas blues told me, son, you ain't through. And them East Texas blues, and them West Texas too, I've done all I know to do, trying to lose these Lone Star blues. All right, here we go. Gassed up my truck and I packed my clothes, turned in my key and I hit the road. I said, Cowtown's where I'll go. You never know, I might get lucky. I got a friend there turning knobs at this place called Billy Bob. Said he could get me a job there, working as a bouncer. First night on the job was just insane. Some old boy got all the reins, hit me in the head with a Harley chain. To this day, my ears still ring. When I got them North Texas blues, all I paid all my dues. When them South Texas blues told me, son, you ain't through. And them East Texas blues, and them West Texas too, I've done all I know to do, trying to lose these Lone Star blues. I've done all I know to do, trying to lose these Lone Star blues. Last night I broke the seal on a Jim Beam decanter that looks like Elvis. I sold the label off a Flintstone jelly bean jar. I cleared us off a place on that one little table that you left us, and pulled me up a big old piece of floor. I pulled the head off Elvis, filled Fred up to his pelvis. Yabba dabba doo, the king is gone, and so are you. Imus in the morning.
Hi, I'm Derek Cope, race car driver and TV analyst. You've probably heard me talk about Avalon.
Room to Breathe has just been released on New West Records. New West Records is the same outfit that released the Flatlanders, and I guess they were out at the ranch last summer. You know, they were. You can always tell if somebody's walking through the paces, or they were just. I mean, they had done a big show in Santa Fe that night before, and they they were out there around noon the next day. But they were great.
Great bunch of guys.
They were great with the kids. I mean, they showing the kids how to play. I mean, they were great. They were just, and the kids about 3 songs in, actually, you know, they liked Jimmy Dale. So, because somebody told me the reason they like him is because he sings like a cartoon character. Didn't somebody tell me that?
I don't know. Where'd you hear that?
I talked to a lot of people. You know, we don't have time to do it this morning, but the song I got to give you a copy of is that. Do you have a copy of that, Carmelita? No. We got to get a copy of that Carmelita.
For Delbert? Yeah.
No. It's an old Warren Zevon song. That Adam Durst, the guy from Counting Crows, you know who he is?
Yeah.
Unlike anything they normally do, when I bought their album Hard Candy, it sounded like Mike Love and the Beach Boys. But this Carmelita is just, that's something you could sing. Something you should sing.
Well, let me hear it.
But what do you want to do now? How about doing that Don't Want to Love You Anymore? Do you want to do that?
Sure.
Oh, man.
Charles will be writing down all the chords here.
I got chills already.
This is a song that Cole Porter could have written. Everybody from Cole Porter to you.
Or anybody could have done, from him on up.
It's got some changes in it. Like the string changes. Sounds like an old Sinatra record. Man, that's a great record, Delbert.
Yeah, well, we'll do it for you right now.
That's a great song. Who's it about?
It's about a woman.
Right. Well, which woman? Not Wendy, obviously.
Well, no. It's, I just made it up. Me and a co-writer.
Right.
We made it up about not necessarily anybody in particular, but just an emotion that a lot of people have experienced.
Right.
Maybe not you.
Right. It's what Jack Welch should have. Yeah. That's what he should have. That's it. You know who he is. That's what he should have done. He should have.
He should have sung.
He should have set old Jane down and said, "Here's the deal.
I don't want to love you anymore."
Because it's just, or maybe she should have sung it to him.
Or vice versa. Yeah.
Right.
Hell, you want me to do that?
What do you got? No, don't pour ice on him, Larry. Larry Kenny just brought in a bucket of ice.
Oh, okay.
Where the hell did you get ice, Larry?
Commissary.
Well, that's pretty nice of you.
Thanks, Larry.
You're welcome, man.
There you go.
All right, here's Delbert McClinton, but Don't Want to Love You Anymore.
Anymore. If I could, I'd close that door. It's not the way it was, and it hurts me way too much. Don't wanna love you anymore. Anymore. It's uncertain, that's for sure. It's time to face the fact that you don't love me back. Don't wanna love you anymore.
can win. Don't wanna love you anymore. Don't wanna love you anymore.
Why do you close your eyes? Can't.
Well,
there's a story here somewhere we're not getting.
Boy, you ought to have been a cop.
I am a cop. It is 8 minutes till the hour.
Performance part's going to be in Nashville.
Now we could have a contest, let people be in it. Somebody be in it.
Yeah, sure.
You're going to ride a bull in it?
I'm not riding anything.
That's a good line of bull died. I like that. So.
We've got somebody else being the guy, you know.
Oh, I see. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Some young handsome.
And then you'll wear whatever out. We don't have much time to send you this outfit. When are you going to record your part?
October the 1st.
What's today? This is the 24th. That's a week.
Yeah.
We got to get it together.
We got to get your outfit together.
Sure.
Well, thank you very much for doing this, Delbert.
Well, hey, thank you for letting me come on here.
Well, don't be ridiculous. I mean,
oh man,
you know, you're the only artist I have on it that the station doesn't complain about. Man, they wanted to shoot me over the Flatlanders, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Who else? They wanted to kill me over the Dixie Chicks.
Yeah.
And this'll remember that people they were threatening my list a long time ago when they first their first album, you know.
Yeah.
Oh God, it was just awful.
But there were death threats with the Flatlanders.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Then this
from everybody.
This little girl from Elizabeth Cook. Do you know who she is? Man, even Charles hates her.
I don't hate her. I just don't. I like her songs. I just don't like her voice particularly. But it's a subjective thing, totally.
Well, she sounds like Dolly Parton with a clothespin on her nose.
Yeah, no kidding.
But she's got a great song.
She's got some.
Called "You Move Too Fast."
Yeah.
That guy, you say you move too fast, you're about to turn our love into another heartbreak song. Oh, that was a good line, isn't it?
That is a good line.
Yeah. So, I might find out one of your songs. This is WFAN New York, an Infinity Broadcasting Station. It's time.
Right here on Channel 7, put your hands on the TV and pray. Check out that hotline on Channel 39. Might be your lucky day to send a small donation directly to this station. Get it in right away. Don't let the smooth talk fool you. Don't let the sharks get to you. Don't let them small minds out there on prime time make a jump out of you, baby. Don't let the smooth talk fool you. Hold on tight to your money. They're out to get you, honey. They got a million ways. They'll look into your eyes and tell you sweet lies and put your mind in a daze. Just like them bad rhymes on drugstore Valentine's, they ain't got nothing to say. Don't let the smooth talk fool you. Don't let the sharks get to you. Don't let some slow walking, good looking, fast talking man make a chump out of you, baby. Don't let the smooth talk fool you. You know I've been around a while. I got some information you can use. With their eyes on the prize, they fill you full of lies. Baby, that's the truth. So don't let the smooth talk fool ricochet romance and man make a chump out of you. Baby, don't let the smooth talk fool you. Don't let the sharks get to you. Don't let some slow walking, good looking, fast talking man make a chump out of you. Baby, don't let the smooth talk fool you.
Thank you.
There's another song on there about you got the money, you got the house and all the money. What you feel so bad about? That's pretty good. And then, is that the tribute to Jimmy Reed?
Well, I overheard some women one night, one woman talking to these other two women in a bar about, poor me, he's left and he's got this little young girl, and she was just going on. And I wanted to, and she was telling me about, she said, well, what and talking about what all she still had and what all she got, but, and I just wanted to say, well, you ain't lost nothing. What you crying about,
You'd be better off without that dog. Thanks very much.
So, but I kept my mouth shut. I didn't say anything. I just made a note.
Yeah. Thanks to all you guys. It was very nice to you.
Thanks for having us.
Larry and Barles and Rob,
thank you, ladies.
And good luck with this album, Delbert. Delbert McClinton here to have us on my program.
Whiskey River, take my mind. Don't let her memory torture me. Whiskey River, don't run dry. You're all I got, take care of me. Imus in the morning.
Do you have good credit?
I'll say. I've got tons of credit cards.
I couldn't be happier. So, I mean, I have zero complaints.
Sure.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's me trying to improve my behavior, that's all, and keep myself out of trouble.
To grow, and sure.
For example, the other night, she was talking to me, and I was lying there talking to Wyatt, reading to him or something.
Yeah.
And I had this sound machine on, a wave deal,
Yeah.
And she was over in the bedroom by the fireplace with her back turned to me.
Yeah.
And she said something, and I said, I can't hear you. And then I said...
Yeah, which was fine to that...
I said, this has been going on for 10 years. How many times do I have to tell you? I can't hear... Well, I mean, she doesn't need to hear all that.
No.
All she needed to hear, as she pointed out accurately, was I can't hear you.
Right.
And she would have turned around and then...
The rest then...
But the rest was just my frustration, but...
Well, actually, it was her not listening. You told her before, I can't hear you when you're looking that way and you're talking to me. And don't do it again.
And when you're in the other room.
Right.
Yes, this has been going on for 10 years.
How many times do I got to tell you?
Okay.
And therein lies the problem.
Yeah, but...
I can't hear you. Let your voice drop.
But at that point, she doesn't need to hear that.
No.
I wouldn't want to hear it. I mean, it wasn't a question of whether she was right or not. Of course she was right.
Sure.
What you should do is turn your back to her and then say it, and then she can't hear you, and then you feel good.
She can hear me. Because sometimes I'll go out of the room mumbling stuff, and I'll hear her say, I hear you.
Of course. She's 19 years older.
Yeah.
Hearing's perfect. Come on.
Of course. All right, well, here in the news, Janice Dean, by the way, started Monday. She's a woman we hired to replace Christy. And she'll be in with a scum report here and see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
And Warner's been here this morning, but we haven't had time for any sports because the Tampa Bay won the football game last night, apparently.
Yeah.
What was the score?
I don't know. Oh, it was 26-14.
I watched part of it, but I just couldn't. I couldn't deal with it. I just didn't have any real interest.
Washington Cardinals play the Diamondbacks, unfortunately. So,
but Fred, of course, guaranteed that St. Louis would win, right? Do we have that tape?
I do.
You have it queued up or something? Or?
Yeah.
Let me hear it. Well, Fred, we don't have a lot of time here. Tell me, what do you like in tonight's game?
Oh, they're absolutely St. Louis.
Oh.
St. Louis?
What's St. Louis?
Yeah.
What's the point spread? Do you know? Anybody know?
No.
Hey, Nance, what's the point spread tonight? 2.5, Nance knows. That's not good. Do you know that? That's not good.
Just instant.
I mean, just knew instantly.
Oh, yeah.
I just speak well for Nance.
Oh, tonight, 2.5, yeah.
So Tampa Bay's favored by 2.5? Well, the Rams are favored. So you're saying the Rams will win by at least 2.5, Fred?
Absolutely.
That's not. What was your record yesterday altogether with the points?
It wasn't very good, but
Well, you're 1-8, right?
I'm 1-8.
You'll be 1-9 as of tomorrow.
Thus, I guarantee St. Louis is going to win this game.
Oh, my. All right.
By 5.
I mean, that's just... All right, you got that, Lou? Mark, that's just idiocy. Well, they lost by what? 14.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kurt Warner sacked 5 times, intercepted 4 times.
Uh-huh.
So they just ran roughshod over him, I guess.
Tony Blair spoke before Parliament. May still be there. You know how they do. He speaks and they argue, all of them.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting to watch. They run that on PBS once in a while.
C-SPAN.
C-SPAN. And he's trying to get them all fired up there. There's some other stuff going on. No real big deal. And we'll get to it in a minute. It's 12 minutes after the hour.
Second down and 8. Signals being called. Warner takes. Short set. Now, it is picked off. Intercepted by Kelly. He's down to the 10, down to the 5, and taken down from behind. The third time that Kurt Warner has been intercepted. Brian Kelly coming up with the pick and returning for 30 yards.
Is that Marv Albert?
Yeah.
You sounded good.
As I got on a city bus and found a vacant seat, I thought I saw my future bride walking up the street. I shouted to the driver, hey conductor, you must slow down. I think I see her, please let me off the bus. Nadine, honey, is that you? Oh, Nadine, honey, is that you? Seem like every time I see you, darling, you got something else to do. Imus in the morning.
What could be better than XM's 100 digital channels, many commercial-free, playing coast to coast for less than $10?
Nancy Collins, you know who she is?
I do not.
The journalist Nancy Collins, you don't know who she is?
I'm sorry, I don't.
She's a blonde on 20/20 occasionally. And
It's past my bedtime. I have to go to bed early in case you call at 6:27 in the morning.
so Mary Nichols she's a woman who photographed the ranch. She's photographing for Architectural Digest. She's photographing this place. They said, well, we want to take a portrait of you in Deirdre. I said, if it's not for the cover, don't bother. So I don't want some dopey picture of me sitting on a couch. I mean, it's too lame.
Hey, did you ever find the hairpiece that I left at the ranch?
Oh, Chef Ron took it.
Oh, he did, because I put it back in the hat rack next to your cowboy hat.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So, why is the market going up? We're talking about Ron and Santa about nothing. 25 really are just wasting time. Why is the market going to hell?
Well, a lot of reasons, not the least of which was the oil price spike that took place yesterday after Tony Blair made some stronger accusations about Iraq. Also, some weather issues are closing down various oil installations in the Gulf of Mexico, and that's pushing prices up. So at one point yesterday, oil got to $31 a barrel. You had some economic numbers that weren't so hot. Consumer confidence was down again in September. Profit warnings from some big companies, worries about...
Well, it was pretty nice, actually. Hooters is a very nice place.
Did they fly in some decent babes, or
No.
the local pigs?
Skanks.
Right.
Right at the bottom of the barrel.
Right.
These girls were they were out all night, just came to work. There was one decent-looking girl, Andrew, I think her name was, but the rest of them were just horrendous.
Right.
Which is terrible. I mean, you go to Hooters, you'd like to see, the whole idea is to see beautiful... Some of them were wearing sweatshirts. Why would you work at Hooters if you're going to wear sweatshirts? The name Hooters, and I know you had to go over this with Warner yesterday, the name Hooters applies to something, the female anatomy.
Right.
So why would you wear a sweatshirt? You've ruined the whole thing at that point.
Right.
But they didn't listen to me, so what could I tell you? Yesterday was actually a sad day in the world of sports. Man, Mike Webster. You know Mike Webster, right?
No.
1974, part of the same draft as John Stallworth, Lynch Swan, Jack Lambert for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
Played center for Terry Bradshaw, all those Pittsburgh Steelers championships. Died at the age of 50 yesterday. And here's my question.
Why?
Why did he die?
What was the matter with
He had a heart attack, I think.
Oh.
But he was, he was a mess. The last 20 years of his life, he was an absolute mess. He got brain damage from playing football. Too many shots to the head, too many concussions. And he really spent the last 15 years of his life like a drooling idiot.
But that didn't stop Terry Bradshaw from succeeding.
No.
Well, that's a good point. My question to you is, where was your buddy Terry Bradshaw? You know, for years this guy was homeless. You know, he had to sleep in a bus station for a couple of years. Where's your buddy Bradshaw? Here's Terry prancing around town, Mister, I'm the star of the Fox pregame show. Life couldn't be better for me. I'm cutting albums. I'm sleeping with ice dancers. And Mike Webster, his center, the guy he called Webby, in fact, in 1997 he said, I love Webby, slept in bus stations. Where was your boy, Terry Bradshaw?
Well, I don't... Why wouldn't you ask Terry, and why are you describing him as my boy?
Because you and Terry now have forged this friendship that is, to be quite frank, nauseating.
What are you going in there about?
Meanwhile, poor Webby here.
No. Don't try to blame this on me or equate me. Or
are you proud of yourself?
Yeah.
What did I do?
Now?
I haven't done anything.
Happy? Webby's dead.
I don't know the hell Webby was.
Well, but you're friends with Bradshaw, and the only reason why Bradshaw
I don't hang out with Bradshaw. He comes on the radio here.
You have on this show.
I have no relationship with him other than he appears on the program.
And you have admiration for Terry because you think he does a great job on this program.
Right.
You often talk about what a great job he does on Fox.
You promote his books, his appearances, his show.
That's
it's
right.
Great.
And you know what? Two words for you.
Can you help me out here,
No,
Charles?
there's nothing to help out. No.
What?
As they said, Mr.
Meanwhile,
Webster is deceased.
That's right. Webby's dead.
For help.
Yeah.
I understand it.
No,
but
I don't think you want. I want you to. I don't think you understand it. I want you to say it with us here. Say Webby's dead.
Webby's dead.
All right. See, there it is.
I'm sorry he's dead. I'm sorry Terry didn't.
Too late now.
Terry should have helped him. I didn't know anything about it.
Well, let's put it this way. Here's the difference between Terry Bradshaw and Don Imus.
Right.
Let's say I fall on some hard luck, which is altogether possible in my life.
Right.
And Danielle throws me out, and I'm living in a bus station somewhere in New York City.
Right.
How long would I have to be at that bus station before the great I-Man, Don Imus, steps in and saves me from that plight?
5 years.
Well, you're no better than Bradshaw. No wonder you guys are such good friends.
Well, the bus stations are warm and...
Oh, come on.
Perfect for brain damage
Well,
guys like
have
yourself.
all the amenities, actually, when you think about
It's
it.
not good.
No, Webby's dead, and Terry did nothing about it.
Well, no.
So when he comes on
Apparently,
Friday...
no other member of the team did either.
That's right, not Franco Harris, but you're not friends with Franco Harris. You're
Well,
not
how
friends
about
with
Lynn Swan, John Stallworth,
You're
all
not
those
friends
people?
with those guys. You're friends with Bradshaw. That's
And
your
just
boy.
no Bradshaw.
Yeah, but who's the toast of the town? It's Terry Bradshaw.
Thank you very much. I often hear you say, Howie Long is not that great. James
Well, trying
Brown's
to blame
okay.
me. I mean, trying to blame me for this, or
For Mr. Webster's death.
who I never even heard of.
Well, that's part of the problem. Maybe if you had heard of Mike Webster, you could have helped him. Maybe you could have been there to tell Terry Bradshaw to help him out. I hate to blame you fully for this, but I think there is a certain amount of blame that you need to take.
Well, yeah, you can't be befriending these miscreants.
Well, how did I know that?
Insensitive miscreants.
I had no idea.
Well, now that you know it now, will you at least tell Terry that he did the wrong thing?
Yes, absolutely.
Will you ban Terry Bradshaw from the show because Webby's dead?
Well, let me ask Terry what this. I need to hear Terry's side of the story.
Well, he's going to give you some concocted, bullcrap story.
Well, you still need to hear that. You still need to
For
hear
what? Whatever it is. Well, yeah, I think he'd be. Well, but
to be fair.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it make a stand here, I-Man, and tell one of your
I need
good
to
friends.
ask Terry why he didn't help Webby.
Well, he's going to come on and say he tried to help him.
Okay, then I'll say, well, that was good, Terry.
Yeah, but there's one problem.
What?
Webby's dead.
Well, he was going to...
Oh, he's 50 years old. He didn't have to die this early in his life.
No, I understand that.
A guy was eating 50 Ritalins a day just to get by. It's a terrible, terrible existence this man lived. He wasn't doing pregame shows and going to Puerto Rico with Daisy Fuentes and all that stuff.
Making commercials?
Making commercials and hanging out with Alf. You got to take a stand here, I-Man.
Well, fine. I'd be more than happy to. I just don't know why Terry didn't. I don't know why Terry didn't help him. That's why I'm going on Larry King to take Larry to task for disappointing the little children who already have cancer. You can't tell them you're going to come to the ranch and then not show up.
Oh, so wait a second. So the kids were looking forward to Larry King coming out to the ranch? No, I'm being serious. Did you have like a list when they first got there? These are the stars that'll show up at the ranch this summer, and Larry King was on there?
And Ron and Sana.
No, the kids are the
Flatliners.
Here's the thing with the kids. The ranch is not about that.
No.
The ranch is about giving them a real life, 1880s cattle ranch experience.
Sure.
So I discourage people we don't invite people to come out there.
No, of course.
If, like Randy Travis came out and sang, and Kinky came out, and the Flatlanders, and...
You wanted a guy there who was born in the 1880s.
Bob Schieffer came out, and some other people, but I mean, that's not what it's about.
No.
They don't watch television there. They don't play video games. They don't... Nothing.
Nothing. No fun at all.
No, it's a great fun. And why do they all want to come back? Why do they all apply for jobs?
Why do they cry when they leave?
Yeah,
because they're in pain.
It literally changes their little lives.
So,
but the point is that they're enamored of any celebrity. So if I say Larry, they just get excited because their parents know who he is.
Right.
And a couple of them somehow managed to call their parents, which if I'd have found out about, they would have been reprimanded.
Sure, no phones.
They're not supposed to call home.
Right. No.
But so they were all excited, and they thought, and then they think, when I do the radio program there, I get up at 3 in the morning. The kids come down. They get up at 4 in the morning to come down and watch. Well, the kids are not listening to this program.
No.
This is not a adolescent program.
No.
But they get all excited.
Well, but you're a star. I mean, I don't know if I would put Larry King in your class of stardom.
So the fact that Larry had promised them, God, you're sickening.
Here we go.
So Larry in effect promised the little children he was coming to the ranch, and then he not only did he not show, he didn't call to say he wasn't going to show.
Well, I think you should go on the show and kill him for it, but I will say this.
That's what I intend to do.
Yeah, but I in my opinion, I could be wrong here. I don't believe there's one child to this day who's at all disappointed that Mr. King did not show up at the ranch.
That's absolutely not true.
Really?
Yeah.
What would he do if he came out to the ranch? What would Larry King do?
Nothing. I mean, he'd nothing.
Take his teeth out.
I don't know what he would
juggle.
Tell Lincoln stories.
I mean, one of the kids was hysterically happy about Ron and Santa.
Wow, listen. I mean,
little Corey.
It's really very depressing. The more you tell these stories, I got to be honest with you.
I agree, but
why don't you bring out somebody next year who's like, why don't you bring Eminem out to the ranch next year?
Well, they would like that.
Right. But you don't want to do that.
No, but I play there whenever I have one of them in the truck. Or Donnie does. Why? We have Eminem, we have Kid Rock, Nelly, all that stuff.
Could have brought sports stars out there.
We love them. But we don't want to bring anybody out. That's not what it's about.
Could have brought Mike Webster out there last year, but you know what? Now you can't. You know why?
Webby's dead.
That's right. Webby's dead. And that's on your hands.
How is it on my hands?
I'm just telling you, you got to do something about it.
Bradshaw can go, though. 2 degrees of separation.
That's right. It all comes back
6,
to you.
By the way.
No, we only need 2 here.
2 here.
I understand that, but well, I don't know why. Well, I'm sure there are a lot of players who Terry played with who are, if they're not destitute, who are not doing as well as Terry did.
Yeah, but how many did Terry Bradshaw say, I love Webby to? That may be the case, sir. I'm not everybody. Some people leave sports and things fall apart, but at his 1997 Hall of Fame induction, Mike Webster, Terry Bradshaw's exact quote was, I love Webby.
Do you have that on tape?
Oh, I'll get it. I'll get it. And that's a damning piece of evidence right there that Mr. Bradshaw and Mr. Imus are both fully responsible for the death of Mike Webster.
No, maybe Terry is.
No, you're part of it.
Well, you know him, too.
Who?
Bradshaw.
Not my friend.
Well, he's not mine either.
You invited him here. I'm only here because I'm in the same studio as you. I don't even like the guy.
No, Bernard's the producer of the program. I'm not. He invites these people.
Oh, so wait a second. He's Bernard's friend.
Yes, Bernard's the person who's to blame on this.
Imus in the morning.
It's time again.
My fellow Americans, as our president continues with his efforts to initiate military action against Iraq, I'd like to comment on the recent statements made by my old friend Al Gore. At a speaking engagement for the Commonwealth Club in San Francisco the other day, Al told the audience that he thought President Bush was pandering to conservative Republicans with war rhetoric. Well, with your kind indulgence, America, I'd like to respond to that statement. Hey, Al, how about you help yourself to a nice big steaming cup of shut the up? Pandering? What the hell you think you were doing? If that weak-ass little display you indulged in the other day wasn't a liberal suck-up, I don't know what is. No wonder you were in San Francisco, the way you were dropping trowel for Tom Daschle. Why don't you two just go pick out China patterns, you fat fairy? Hey, and when you do, make sure you get yourself a nice little tea set so your new girlfriend Tommy can brew you a big old cup of shut the up. Even your old weenie running mate Lieberman's siding with President Bush. And I guess he's just taking his cue from back in February when you were behind a final reckoning with Saddam Hussein, too. What happened over the past 7 months, you faggot? You start taking hormone shots and grow yourself a nutsack all of a sudden? What the hell did you think you were going to accomplish by speaking out like that? That people suddenly start thinking of you as a free thinker with leadership potential? Because let me tell you, that's not exactly the image America has of you, my friend. When somebody says the name Al Gore, everybody gets a mental picture of some fat, whiny schmoo in a fetal position weeping softly to himself as he scoops loose chads into his little lockbox. The majority of Americans wish they were that too-good mother and you were their little 4-year-old daughter just so they could smack the out of you while you were strapped to a car seat. Hey, little girl, here comes the ice cream man. And if you just stop crying, Uncle Bubba will buy you a great big double scoop of shut the up. Even that limey wuss Tony Blair's back in bush. And if that prissy milquetoast is ready to blast Hussein into a pink foamy mist, what does that tell you? I'll tell you what it tells me, that everybody's ready to kick some Iraqi ass except for you. In fact, I'd bet anything that even that fat wife of yours wants to invade Iraq. She's sitting around the house looking for dirty words and M&M records, wishing she were married to somebody with a pair of balls like W. What's going through that Jerry Lewis, Mardi Gras-sized head of yours? This outburst supposed to be your first campaign speech of the 2004 race? Because let me save you a lot of trouble. People would rather elect those dopes in Buffalo from the Al-Qaeda than Al Gore. And as such, President Bush has lowered the nationwide terror alert from code orange to code yellow. From high risk back to shut the up.
You're listening to 85.3 FM, and you just heard my two favorite bands, Filter and The Refreshments.
Shut up!
Imus in the morning.
On his team, quote, if I knew there was a gay guy in my college football team, I'd probably